Josh Henkin, one of your kettlebell fat loss coaches. What I'd like to do today is go over the very popular Renegade row. A lot of people love to implement this exercise in their routine, and as with most exercises, it is a great one. However, it needs to be applied properly, performed right, to get the most out of it. There's actually a series of progressions I recommend that people go through when they're first starting to learn the Renegade row. In my personal experience, people need to learn this series from start to finish. The first being a basically staggered row with no hand support. Now, if you're someone very deconditioned, you can use a bench or a wall first, because typically people don't have the strength and endurance of the low back to stabilize themselves. So from here, I'm grabbing on the bell with an opposite hand and pulling the bell up and in. Now, it's very important when I pull the bell up that my shoulder pulls back. Just pulling it with the arm is not going to complete the movement unless the shoulder blade comes back towards the body. So this movement here, for repetitions, what this is doing is teaching you how to stabilize both the trunk and the hip. From here, we can move into a double kettlebell row. This makes the exercise more difficult. Obviously, you're pulling more weight and reducing your base stability. So right here, the bell's in between the legs, chest tall. You're putting the bells up and apart. Again, focusing on squeezing the shoulders back. From there, we can go actually into an alternating version. The alternating version is difficult because now requires you to resist twisting of the torso similar to that of the Renegade row. So I'm here, one comes up, and as soon as that one starts moving, the other one starts moving the opposite direction. Finally, with Levi's assistance moving out of the way, we're going to move to our first progression of what's looking like the Renegade row. You first want to position the bells so that they're slightly pointing inwards towards each other. Now, the major mistake people make is they put their butt way up in the air. That reduces actually what's happening to the torso, so you got to get the butt low. However, you can start by deliberately doing that to progress to a hard position. So legs can start wider, butt can start a little bit up in the air, and I can start working just on pulling one. Sometimes people get stuck on making that transition side to side. So obviously my next transition would be the same position, working side to side. As I get better, I'm now going to progress down to the proper position. But in the line, I push into one and pull the other. Again, I can work all on one side or work alternate. If you want to, start with dumbbells if you feel a little unstable, if you don't have kettlebells with a big base. You can also turn one kettlebell on its side, place your hand on top. If you have smaller kettlebells, let's say 18, even up to 35s can sometimes be a little scary as far as stability reasons go. So take your time to progress through these movements, utilize the Renegade row, and make sure you're using the version right for yourself.